Welcome back. And Andrew, we're getting some more comments right now from folks reacting. You told us off the top that both senators in New York, both Schumer and Gillibrand, wanted the Department of Justice to get involved. The Department of Justice has said they plan to. In fact, we're going to hear live at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock Eric Holder saying as much, but other lawmakers weighed in too.
The New York Congressional District, the New York City Congressional District, holding a press conference in Washington today, and among the comments, Congressman Elliot Engel, a Democrat, he said this isn't a black issue or a white issue, it's an American issue, saying that the Garner decision doesn't pass the smell test. Charlie Rangel, having a black president hasn't changed things at all. That from Charlie Rangel. Representative Hakeem Jeffries, what more does America need to see? Peter King, the Republican from Long Island, thanks to Staten Island grand jury for doing justice and not yielding to outside pressure. Decision must be respected, compassion for the Garner family. And finally, from Staten Island's Congressman, Republican Michael Grimm, I have full faith that the grand jury's judgment was fair and reasoned. And finally, in the last few minutes, Michael Steele, the former Republican National Committee chairman, African American, his quote, "A black man's life is not worth a ham sandwich."
And that the reference to you can indict a ham sandwich if you wanted a grand jury. You know, we have stayed away from the politics as much. We wanted to focus on the law tonight, and you guys have done a great job with it. But if you want an example about just how much of the divide still exists right now in terms of, forget elected officials, how people look at it, we have done polls, and to have a 40-point spread on races in anything nowadays is hard to find. You have it in terms of what they perceive justice to be in the Ferguson case, and I am sure when we look at the poll numbers, even in the Garner case here. Really sure I want to get a couple things here before we run out of time. Jason, you've learned a few things about how very possibly this case was brought before the grand jury, who testified and under what conditions, and unique is a charitable way to put it, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was a 2.5 month presentation to the grand jury. My understanding is all the witnesses, all the EMT witnesses, all the police witnesses were granted immunity, which is strange under these circumstances where you have a man who's saying, "I can't breathe" on the ground, and nobody even sits him up to try to get him some air. And the officer himself was given 2 hours. He was one of the last witnesses to testify. So there's a strong suggestion here that that this grand jury was presented with evidence in a manner that was designed to yield this indictment or non-indictment.
You almost can't blame them if that's what they were given.
The grand jury, that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem with the secrecy of the grand juries. You never know what they were given. You never know what manner they were given it. And the grand jury basically is a shield for the district attorney's office if it chooses to use it that way.
We're going to jump to our final break. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up with these guys. Please stay with us.